Yo, what's up guys? Super quick video tutorial for today. We're going to be going over how to sample a kick drum from an existing song when it already has a bunch of bullshit laid over it. We're going to be using my song Invisible Lines as an example. Let's get straight into it. So, see here up on the screen, we have the intro to Invisible Lines. Right there. So we're going to cut off the third kick in the intro. Third kick because there's a bit of a vocal chop on the first one and a snare on the second one. So the third one's just the cleanest in my opinion. So just cut it out. And there it is. We have our little chop there. Duplicate that 3 times, that channel. So this is what it sounds like by itself. A little more on the kick drum on there. Now what we're going to do is a bit of creative EQing. This is a trick taught to me by the man, Dyro. And we're going to take the low end and isolate that on this channel. For about 50, sloping around 18 dB per octave. So it ends around about 200. So we just have the low end. Duplicate that, copy it down over here. This channel, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to grab the mids. So going from about 200 again, up to around the 1K mark. It's going to be our mid-range, where all the punchy warmth is in our kick. And that'll roll off, actually we'll go from about 500. Down to just past the 1K region. And then finally, we're going to do the same thing for our high end. Over here in the EQ, going from about 1K, 500-ish. Sounds right. Just getting the high end. Alright, cool. So, now we play it all again together. Still basically sounds the same. All we have to do pretty much is just shorten these. But just to see what I can do, what I'm doing a little better, we're just going to bounce these all in place. One at a time. So that's our low end. This is going to be our mid-range. And finally our top end of the kick. Alright, beautiful. There we go. Now all we have to do is just shorten these guys down to sort of a kick drum appropriate length and we should be golden. If I can figure out how to zoom in on this computer. Right, so we'll basically chop them all here. Don't need that end. Mid-range we can pretty much slide that up all the way to around there. The high end right up, just grabbing that transient there. That's the only part we want. And then the low end we pretty much just want that region as well. And just so it doesn't sound clicky and have that annoying clicky sort of sound, we're just going to add some fades on it as well. So around about 40 for the low end. Maybe even a little bit more. There you go. This one down here, the mid-range, we're going to do 10 should do the trick. That looks good. And zooming in so we can see this little guy. Looks a good length. 5 should be sweet for this guy. Maybe less. Maybe about 3. Yep. And altogether, we should have a somewhat decent kick drum. Not too bad. Now just for reference, I've actually got the original kick from Invisible Lines here just for comparison's sake. So we play that and compare them. Not too dissimilar. You'll notice the original one obviously has, you know, all the frequencies going for the whole length of it. We're not trying to isolate anything, so it's obviously going to sound cleaner and better. And it's just got a lot more of the punch and a lot more of the warmth that a kick drum should have. But for the sake of what this is, ripped out of a track that sounded like, you know, laid as shit before, I think this sounds Not too bad. So if you feel like the thousands and thousands of kick drum samples out there in the Vengeance sample packs and the Splice sample packs aren't enough for you, and you really need that one kick drum from a specific song, that's how to do it. Enjoy. Done.